Okay, so you've been asked to plan a bachelorette party. Where do you even begin? Whether you're at the stage where the basics are coming together and you just want to add those last special touches that will take it to the next level, or you are absolutely lost at stage one wondering what on earth you're meant to do, I'm here to help you break it all down and help you make it feel truly special. And because there is just so much to say about this topic, I've had to split it into two parts. So stay tuned for part 2, which I will link down below. I'll be walking you through the steps to make this bachelorette totally thoughtful, elevated, and completely tailored to your bride-to-be. From the first conversation to the best locations, and of course the common mistakes that we need to be avoiding. Welcome back, my loves, to the Curated Wedding. I'm Nasli and I run Offly Place, an award-winning wedding venue where we have hosted hundreds of beautiful wedding days. I've also recently gotten married myself, so I'll be unveiling all my insider secrets and top tips from both sides of the aisle so that we can discuss the art of a curated wedding. So if you're interested, hit the subscribe button as well as the bell to be notified of my weekly wedding tips so that you do not miss a thing. Let's get right into it. So grab your notebook and pen because you are going to want to take some notes. By the end of this video, you will have the full framework for the most incredible bachelorette. But don't forget part 2 for those cherry on top additions to elevate it even further. Step 1, we're going to start with the bride. The very first step in planning a bachelorette is to start with the bride, because each and every bride is going to have very different preferences and ideas of what their dream bachelorette is going to look like. You are going to want her vibe to set the tone for everything, and to do that, you need to make sure you actually know what her vibe is. Do not just assume. Some brides dream of a wild night out and all the classic bachelorette bells and whistles, and others would much prefer a luxury spa weekend or even a chic city break or a quiet countryside escape. And you might find that your bride totally surprises you by revealing that she's always dreamed of something really out there when you actually had her down for a much more quiet and classy affair kind of person. But of course, the simplest way to have clarity on this is to have a straightforward conversation with her. Just a quick Q&A can help establish boundaries, wishes, and non-negotiables, and make sure that you are both on the same page. Does she want a theme? How much does she want to be surprised? Are there any activities that she'd rather avoid? By defining this from the beginning, you will avoid missteps later on and ensure that the weekend feels really personal, thoughtful, and aligned with her vision. Step 2, guest list and budget. Once you are clear on what kind of event your bride-to-be is imagining for herself, it's time to think about how many people are going to be involved. The guest list will usually be one of the first things to finalize, and it's best to get this out of the way early on because the numbers will be the thing that dictates everything else, like the venue and the budget for each person. Once you know who your bride wants to have there and who's actually likely to be attending, it's so much easier to move forward with all the rest of your planning. I always advise to keep the group just to your core favorite people rather than inviting a really huge group, because it's just so much easier to manage and it can actually feel that little bit more special and intimate when it comes to the actual bachelorette itself. Now, budget comes next, and this is where transparency is key. Finding out what everyone is comfortable spending, and if possible, offer a couple of tiers so that people can opt in at a level that works for them. It's also worth remembering that not everyone might be able to commit to a lavish trip, whether that's for financial reasons or simply because of time or work. So accepting that from the start is really important, and if you feel like the vision that your bride-to-be has for her bachelorette isn't quite aligning with the budget of the group, sit her down and have a conversation about it. She might prefer just her closest friends and a more luxe experience, or she may be happier to downsize the dream a little bit so that all her nearest and dearest can be there. Now, I have to say it's to be expected that there may be a little bit of backlash or some comments about the budget, and for most planners, this is the trickiest part, as you can sometimes feel like 1 or 2 people are always going to complain about what you've planned or some prices, no matter how much you scour the internet to try and find a bargain for everyone. With this kind of event, don't forget you're often bringing together different people from different stages of your bride's life, and juggling their requirements can be a total minefield. All you can do is try and listen, accommodate where you can, but stay true to what you think your bride will need and realize it's nothing personal. The more transparent you can be, the more people will be able to plan their budget, be honest with you, and at the end of the day, if there are people who can't come, that is absolutely not a problem. That's not your fault. It's just the nature of planning a really big event like this. Now, when it comes to the etiquette, the general rule is that the bride doesn't pay, but it's always best to clarify this early on so there is no confusion later. This means that when you're adding up the prices and the estimates, make sure to add in the extra cost of the bride to each person's total so that there aren't surprises for them later on. But also have a conversation with your bride and make sure that this is what she's happy with too. In many cases, the bride would prefer just to cover her own expenses, and the guest joining is special enough. That is the gift. Step 3, location and theme. Once you've got the guest list and the budget is sorted, the fun part really starts, choosing the location. There are so many options to choose for, and obviously I can't vouch for all of them, but this is where your bride will probably have a rough idea of the kind of thing that she's been dreaming of. Now, traditionally a bachelorette used to be a one night out in the local city, but times have changed and lots of people expect a weekend of fun somewhere else. That might mean somewhere in the UK countryside where you can get a cozy big cottage for a few days, or a European trip for some sunshine and cocktails. Bear in mind though that in general, being close to home means that more people are going to be able to make it, especially if you have any mums in the group or people who are on a tighter budget. But if your bride-to-be is a little bit more on the bougie side, she might be expecting something a bit more grand. In the UK, the Cotswolds, Bath, Margate, Edinburgh, the Lake District, there are so many beautiful options if you want to have a kind of staycation. And if you want to venture abroad, Barcelona, Lisbon, and the south of France all offer this really lovely balance between nightlife and relaxation. Make sure you book your stay in any major activities early on, say about 6 to 9 months, and prioritize spaciousness and style in the place that you're staying. If the place feels really relaxing and beautiful, it makes planning activities so much easier because people will be more than happy just to relax there. I think a theme is very important in bringing people together and making it feel a little bit more cohesive, and the perfect way to have some fun with your planning. You'll probably already know if your bride is all for the cheesy elements of a bachelorette, but increasingly I feel like we're moving away from that, and most people's nightmare is dressing up in a charity shop wedding dress and a tiara and hitting the local strip. Now, a few themes that I've been loving at the moment are Italian coastal. So think golden sunsets, Aperol spritz, a playlist that makes you feel like you're cruising the Amalfi Coast. Add in a pasta making class, long alfresco lunches with bowls of olives, fresh focaccia, and a good red wine. I just love it. Now, another option for the brides that want to feel a little bit more pampered rather than partied out, I love a wellness theme. Start the weekend with a morning yoga, a sound bath, then move into a spa afternoon, matching robes, face masks, and even a tarot reading or Reiki session for something a little bit mystical, a little bit more fun. Balance the green juice with a champagne in the hot tub for the perfect fun, girly dose of TLC. Or channel old Hollywood energy with satin pajamas, red lipstick, and martinis. You can book a cocktail making class, a private vintage cinema screening, or even a burlesque workshop for something really playful. End the night with everyone in glittery gowns for a glamorous dinner or a speakeasy. This one is so perfect for a bride who is the life and soul of the party, to make her feel like she's a movie star for the weekend. The key is to line up the activities with the theme so that everything feels really seamless, personal, and like it was designed with her and her wishes in mind. That is how you make it feel elevated and amazing and not just something generic. So that's a wrap for part 1 of my complete guide to planning a bachelorette party, and I hope it's helped you get a really good head start on creating something really incredible. Make sure you do not miss out on part 2 if you want to add those special touches that will make it even more elevated. If this gave you ideas for your planning, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you're organising. And if you found this helpful, give this video a like and subscribe for more wedding tips and insider guidance. You can also follow along on Instagram at the.curated.wedding, where I share daily inspiration, and sign up to our monthly newsletter. The link is below for exclusive trends and access to my favourite suppliers. I'll be back next week with more wedding ideas and expert advice. Until then, happy planning.